The Titanic sank in April 1912. But the story? The story never went under. From the moment the ship vanished beneath the Atlantic, people could not let it go. Newspapers filled with headlines. Survivors gave haunting testimony. Songs were written, memorials were built, and even as the years passed, Titanic stayed alive in memory. Why? Because it wasn't just about a ship. It was about pride, about progress, about human limits. Titanic became more than a disaster. It became a symbol. The first part of Titanic's legacy was practical. It forced change. Inquiries revealed the truth. Not enough lifeboats. Warnings ignored. Radio operators who weren't on duty all night. That could never happen again. So laws were rewritten. Every ship now had to carry lifeboats for all on board. Crews were trained for real emergency drills. Wireless radio had to be manned 24 hours a day. And a new organization, the International Ice Patrol, was created to watch the North Atlantic. Because of Titanic, countless lives were saved in the decades that followed. The ship may have gone down, but the lessons it left behind rose to the surface. But Titanic's legacy was never only about safety. It was about memory, and memory has power. Survivors told their stories. Some relived the horror for reporters. Others stayed silent, never able to speak of that night again. But the stories that did emerge became legend. The band playing until the very end. Captain Smith standing proudly on his bridge. The courage of the unsinkable Molly Brown. Were all of these stories true? Maybe. Maybe not. But legends don't need to be perfect. They just need to last. And the Titanic's legends have lasted for more than a century. For decades, the Titanic was thought to be lost forever, resting deep in the ocean, out of sight, out of reach. And then, in 1985, everything changed. Dr. Robert Ballard and his team found the wreck. 2.5 miles beneath the waves, there it was. The bow still intact. The ship's railings still visible. The Titanic, silent, broken, but still majestic. Images of the wreck stunned the world. Suddenly, Titanic wasn't just a story told by survivors. It was real. You could see it, rusting, but alive in memory once again. From that moment, the Titanic's legacy deepened. It wasn't just myth. It was history you could touch. And then came the film. In 1997, James Cameron's Titanic, one of the biggest movies of all time. Billions watched it. Millions cried. And once again, a new generation became obsessed with the ship. The movie wasn't just entertainment. It was an echo. It carried the same themes the Titanic always represented: love, loss, hope, pride, tragedy. and it proved something important. The Titanic story is timeless because it's not just about 1912. It's about human nature itself. Today, the Titanic lives on in museums, in memorials, in classrooms, in documentaries, and in art. It appears in books, songs, and even video games. The ship may be gone, but in culture, it will never sink. So what does the Titanic mean more than 100 years later? It means change. Because its loss made the seas safer. It means memory. Because stories of courage and loss keep being told. It means humility. Because no matter how powerful we think we are, nature can always remind us of our limits. And it means connection. Because even today, people from every country, every age, still feel drawn to the Titanic. The wreck itself is fading. Rust and bacteria eat away at the steel. Someday, it will vanish completely. But the story is forever. The Titanic was a ship, but its legacy is human. It's us, our hopes, our flaws, our determination to remember. And with that, our Titanic series comes to an end. From the building of the unsinkable dream, to the night it sank, to the legacy it left behind, the Titanic story is not just history. It's a warning, a reminder, and a legend that refuses to fade. Thank you for joining us on this journey. This has been Dusk Times, where history comes alive.